Have you ever stopped to think that some of the greatest engineering feats in history weren't built by modern empires, but by ancient people guided purely by faith, and with zero access to today's technology? Sounds crazy, right? Well, buckle up. Because while many see the Bible as just a spiritual book, it's also filled with architectural marvels that leave scientists absolutely stunned. No exaggeration here, just facts. We're talking about temples built with multi-ton stones placed with laser-like precision, underground cities, rock-carved tunnels, walls that collapsed without a single bomb, even a massive ship said to be resting, frozen, on a mountain in Turkey. And science? It tries to explain it all. It runs tests, makes models, and often ends up just going silent in the face of the unexplainable. So here's the deal. This isn't just a history lesson. It's a deep dive into structures that really existed, and still exist, which may change how you see the Bible forever. Let's get into it. Noah's Ark and modern reports of its location on Mount Ararat. For centuries, explorers have claimed to see remnants of Noah's Ark on Mount Ararat, Turkey. Some of these reports are surprisingly recent, backed by aerial photos, radar scans, and thermal imaging. A massive object shaped like a giant ship, located 4,000 meters high in freezing conditions. How could wood survive that long? Scientists are baffled and can't confidently explain it, not without leaving gaps. Now imagine this: a massive wooden vessel over 130 meters long, built by one man and his family, with no cranes, no engineering degrees, just divine instructions. A life-sized replica exists in Kentucky, USA, but people still risk climbing Mount Ararat, hoping to find the real thing. Some even do it in secret due to political and religious tension. So what if it really is up there, waiting? The question isn't just whether it existed, but how it was built so precisely. Could we be underestimating ancient people's capabilities? The design challenges modern engineering logic. And if this ancient ship already blows your mind, wait until you hear about a tower that tried to reach heaven itself. The Tower of Babel, an ambitious construction that still puzzles scholars. Imagine a society so confident and united that they set out to build a tower reaching heaven. Sounds wild, but the story of the Tower of Babel aligns with real ancient structures called ziggurats. These were enormous stepped towers found in Mesopotamia, built with mud bricks and manual labor. And yet, they reached staggering heights. The Bible says God disrupted their plans by confusing their language, leading to cultural and linguistic diversity. Archaeologists have uncovered ruins in modern-day Iraq that could very well be remnants of this very tower. A massive ziggurat in Babylon shows eerie similarities. How did ancient people even dream of something so bold? Modern architects still scratch their heads at the precision and ambition involved. But if a tower once aimed for the sky, how do you explain a temple built not just with gold and cedar, but divine blueprints so exact they left generations speechless? Solomon's Temple and the mysteries behind its sacred design. Solomon's Temple wasn't just a place of worship. It was a divine masterpiece, built with cedar wood, pure gold, and massive stones that fit perfectly without hammering on site. Think about that. No cranes, no machines, just ancient craftsmanship guided by faith. Even today, engineers marvel at its structure and complexity. Historical accounts mention over 150,000 workers involved. Each person had a defined role. No errors, no waste. It wasn't just construction, it was sacred ritual. Some believe it stood right where the modern-day Dome of the Rock is now. And yet, for all its glory, the exact location and full blueprint remain elusive. The temple wasn't just physical, it was symbolic, a representation of divine order. And if that temple raised eyebrows among experts, imagine a city whose massive walls crumbled with just sound. The walls of Jericho, how they fell, and what archaeology reveals Jericho wasn't just any city. It was heavily fortified. Its walls were so thick that people built homes on them. So how did they fall without a single strike? According to the Bible, it was trumpets and a shout. That's it. Scientists called it legend, until they started digging. In the 1950s, archaeologist Kathleen Kenyon found collapsed walls, facing outward. That's not how sieges work. Attackers knock walls inward. But these? Just as the Bible described. Coincidence? Or did something unexplainable really happen? Once again, science hits a wall. literally. Could sound waves and synchronized faith bring down a fortress? If so, what does that say about other ancient structures like a portable sanctuary built in the middle of nowhere? The tabernacle, sacred engineering in a mobile temple. Picture this, a fully functional sacred temple that could be packed up and moved through the desert. That's the tabernacle, an insanely detailed mobile sanctuary built by the Israelites during the Exodus. It wasn't random. Every fabric, every color, every measurement had a purpose. Try setting up a modern tent in the dark. Now imagine doing it with gold, silver, rare wood, and fabrics, perfectly. Items like the menorah represented divine light. The Ark of the Covenant? God's presence on earth. The blueprint was spiritual and technical genius combined. Even today, engineers attempt to recreate it. Its functionality, symbolism, and elegance leave them stunned. Who taught this nomadic tribe to build like this? If this portable temple blows your mind, just wait until we explore a city buried underground for thousands of years. The City of David, ancient ruins that align with biblical accounts. For years, skeptics claimed the City of David was just a myth, but archaeological digs proved otherwise. Deep under modern Jerusalem, ruins matching biblical descriptions were unearthed, including a large stone structure many believe to be King David's palace. But it gets better. Tunnels, water systems, and walls were found, all showing signs of advanced urban planning. The most famous is Hezekiah's Tunnel, a 500-meter water channel carved through solid rock. It's still functional today. Think about that. These finds confirm more than just geography. They validate the people, the events, the history. So if this legendary city turned out to be real, what about a wall that's still standing? One that millions touch, pray to, and revere. The Wailing Wall and its jaw-dropping underground structures. The Western Wall, or Wailing Wall, is one of the last standing parts of the Second Temple. But here's what most don't know. Some of the foundation stones weigh over 500 tons. No one today can fully explain how they were placed, even with modern cranes. Beneath the visible wall lies a vast underground world. Secret tunnels, perfectly carved passageways, ancient drainage systems, all dating back thousands of years. Every stone tells a story, every tunnel whispers history. This is more than sacred ground. It's a blueprint of forgotten knowledge. How did ancient builders achieve such precision? If this boggles your mind, hold tight. Next, we explore how an ocean may have split. Naturally, the Exodus route and natural forces that could part the Red Sea. The parting of the Red Sea is one of the Bible's most famous miracles. But could it actually have happened? Some scientists say yes, and they're not guessing. A 2010 simulation by the National Center for Atmospheric Research showed that strong, consistent winds could push back shallow waters long enough to create a dry path. These winds, combined with underwater land bridges in the Gulf of Suez or the northern Red Sea, could explain the phenomenon. The timing, however, is what baffles everyone. Right place, right moment. Coincidence? Science may offer a model, but not a full explanation. Once again, nature and faith intersect. And if water can split for a people to escape, what about fire raining from the sky on cities consumed by sin? The ruins of Sodom and Gomorrah, divine punishment or natural disaster? Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed, according to the Bible, by fire from heaven. Sounds like myth, right? But in a site called Tal el-Hammam, researchers found signs of sudden, intense destruction. Heat so strong it melted brick and turned sand to glass. A 2021 study linked it to an airburst, a cosmic explosion similar to the Tunguska event in 1908 Russia. A blast so powerful it wiped out everything instantly. Could this be the very fire from heaven described in Genesis? This discovery forces a rethink. Maybe the Bible's language wasn't metaphorical. Maybe it was their way of describing very real events. Which brings us to the final site. A tomb, a resurrection, and a structure that reshaped history. The Holy Sepulchre, the mysterious engineering of Jesus' tomb. The Church of the Holy Sepulchre is believed to house Jesus' tomb. In a recent inspection, engineers found the original burial slab intact. After thousands of years, through wars, earthquakes, and rebuilding, the core of the tomb still stands. The structure has been rebuilt countless times, yet the tomb's heart remains untouched. For believers, it's sacred. For scientists, it's baffling. No other tomb in history has been studied, guarded, and revered like this one. And this brings it all full circle, from Noah to Jesus, from Ark to empty tomb. Faith, history, architecture. The Bible doesn't just speak, it stands. Now the only question is, what are you building in your life that will stand the test of time? After all this, tell me, do you still think the Bible is just a book of old stories? These structures are real. The evidence is there. And it's not just about ancient miracles. It's about ancient wisdom. Wisdom we may have lost or ignored. So what are you building with your life? What will stand long after you're gone? These stories aren't just for believers. They're for thinkers, for explorers, for anyone hungry for truth. Maybe it's time you started looking a little deeper. If this video sparked your curiosity, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell to keep exploring with us. And don't leave yet. There's another video on your screen right now that'll take you even deeper into this world. See you there.